This is the most exciting time of my life. I'm almost 45 years old, and I'm so glad that I'm alive to see revolutions sweep across so many parts of the Middle East and North Africa. And even in countries where they don't have revolutions, people have been changed forever just by watching revolutions in Egypt and Tunisia, for example. So if this isn't the time to put women and gender issues front and central and say that just as the society that has risen up is demanding freedom and dignity, so women also must get freedom and dignity, I don't know when the time is.
As you look at the polls and the outcome, as conservative religious parties are taking up power right now, do you think women are about to get shortchanged?
Well, this is why exactly this question must be asked now. Do they hate us? And these revolutions cannot continue without women being front and central, because these groups that you talk about, 70% of the Egyptian parliament is dominated by Islamists. The majority of them, at least 50% of those seats in the Egyptian parliament, are held by the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is a movement that does not believe women, or Christians for that matter, can be president. Now, this is not a movement or a political party that can claim to be democratic. So as a Muslim and as a woman, this is exactly the time to say to them, you cannot shortchange us of our rights.
You know, the reaction, why do they hate us? 5 words. The reaction has been really one of, they do hate what you wrote. And you know, some of the reactions, you know, how dare you speak for all women? I saw that over and over again.
Yes. I certainly do not speak for all women. I've never claimed to speak for all women. First of all, women in the Middle East and North Africa need no one to speak for them. They speak just fine for themselves. What I'm doing is speaking as an individual, but also amplifying. I don't give a voice to, I amplify the voices that I've heard in the region. I marched on International Women's Day in Cairo with Samira Ibrahim, an amazing Egyptian woman, 25 years old, one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people of the year. She single-handedly sued the Egyptian military junta that currently runs Egypt for the so-called virginity tests that they subjected her and other female activists to. She doesn't need anyone to speak for her. Yesterday, I attended the birthday party of a Saudi activist called Mona Eltahawy, who was jailed for 9 days last year for driving a car and breaking the ban on women's driving in Saudi Arabia. Women in the region need no one to speak for them. I speak for myself. But what I do is I'm amplifying the frustration of so many women like Samira, like Manal, and like so many other activists who for years have been fighting against misogyny and patriarchy. And I'm obviously being provocative when I say, why do they hate us? Because I want people to, and they're having this debate. The debate is happening in a fantastic way.
You know, one of my favorite comments out on Twitter was, most feminists around the world would find your piece anti-feminist, even anti-women. It's my favorite because it's from a man.
This is exactly the kind of putting our heads in the sand that I'm trying to fight, and so many others are fighting, because the support that has come my way. My piece, for example, has been translated into Arabic by a Saudi activist. She wrote to me when the piece first came out and she said, Mona, Saudi women must read your piece in Arabic and I would love to translate it. So clearly, there is something going on here, and it's very difficult to talk about these issues. A lot of people are upset with me because they're worried that I'm feeding into stereotypes of the Middle East, and that I'm feeding into stereotypes of Muslims, and that I'm helping people who hate Muslims. This is the last thing I want to do. Regardless of what I do, those stereotypes will exist because there are people who will discriminate. What my point is, we have to fix the issues on the ground. Forget about what the rest of the world thinks of us. I'm more concerned about the women on the ground, not what someone in the US or someone in China thinks of me. I care about women like Samira and Manal. I support women like Samira and Manal, and I know that it's the women of the region who will complete these revolutions. So let's stop being politically correct. Let's stop saying, oh no, don't talk about our bad things in public. Let's talk about everything, because we're going through a revolution. It's an exciting time.
Why do they hate us? Foreignpolicy.com. Read it online. Mona Eltahawy, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.